Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the daily news. Shai, are you recording? No, amazing. So let's get stuck into some live daily news action. That clap was for later reference. Yeah, we've got some things we want to get through. We'll be doing your comments a little bit later in the show. We'll get to that. And if you're looking for some Chris Pajak goodness on the channel today, you can. He's going to be doing the start and 11 prediction for Liverpool versus Tranmere live on the channel a little bit later on today, probably within the next hour, I'd imagine. Maybe. It's also podcast day as well, so if you've never gone to the Redmen TV podcast, you can do iTunes, Acast, etc. Anyway, let's whiz through this stuff. Coutinho and Lallana back in training. Yes, that's a good thing. Joe Gomez has said that he just wants to get back, and this is a quote, to enjoying my football and playing consistently. Now, I think it was Christian Walsh at The Echo. I think he's doing a live blog today, and he made mention of like it was just him reading between the lines, but it felt like someone talking about like they're going out on loan. But Gomez goes on to talk about how, you know, European football's a factor. You know, it's great, exciting time to be at Liverpool, etc., etc. It'll be interesting to see, and I want to know your thoughts on Joe Gomez and whether you feel that this season is one that he's going to have a breakout opportunity at Liverpool, or does he need to go out on loan to be able to get himself a little bit of experience, get his fitness up to 100%, and then see where his career takes him from there. And that could be back to Liverpool, or it could be, you know, almost to another club. Let us know your thoughts. So Gomez, I guess, you know what? Let's simplify it in the comments. Gomez dash keep, sell or loan, whichever you feel it should be, and that's just for this season. Crystal Palace looks set to complete a deal for Chelsea's Ruben Loftus-Cheek on a season-long loan. Reports come from David Ornstein from BBC Sport that will impact any potential move from Mamadou Sakho. They're apparently unwilling to meet on the fee and wages that it would take to bring Mamadou Sakho into the club. So that's, well, you know, we were talking a week ago how all that had been agreed. So again, it's the transfer window. You have to read between the lines in some instances. But yeah, the talk was they'd agreed wages with Sakho, so that would make that seem like that thing I've written on a piece of paper would make that seem like bollocks. Now we know that there's a gap between what Palace are prepared to pay in terms of fee and what Liverpool are asking for in terms of fee. So obviously more on that as it develops and what have you. But I still don't think there'll be a shortage of takers for Sakho. It just might take a little while to get going. I think your West Hams and your Stokes and your West Broms, etc., will be back in. It's just that I think we've yet to see. We had a discussion about this on the podcast last week, in fact, that it's just all it's going to take is a club, one of those mid-range clubs, the 7th to sort of 14th or whatever in the Premier League, to just go big on one player. And I think that'll kick a lot of the other clubs up the arse and get them spending big. So Sakho might take a little bit of a while. But yeah, he's back in training. Could well see him feature. Would you like to see Sakho get some game time for the Reds in the next coming games? So we've got Crystal Palace tomorrow and Wigan on Friday. Not a full set of players to choose from right now, given the Coutinho and Lallana just come back in. Would you like to see Sakho get some game time? Let us know in the comments underneath. Sakho game time, yes. Sakho game time, no. There you go. Everton are being linked with Christian Benteke, boss, but that is being reported as it could well have an effect upon the Mamadou Sakho stuff, because, you know, I can't see them accepting too much less than what they paid for him as well. So, you know, you could expect them to be charging between 25 to 30 for Benteke, which would give them a similar amount of money to maybe spend on Sakho. So more on that when we know. Just a couple of little ones before we get to the transfer links in. The Daily Star saying that Liverpool would ask for at least 26.5 million for Emre Can, which you presume is probably a Euros translation, I'd guess, because why would you say 26.5? Pardon me. There was some reports on Twitter that Liverpool, you know, the asking price for Can was like 16 million euros. There's no way Liverpool would accept that little amount of money. Now, here's the thing: get the contract signed, get the contract sorted, and these kind of issues go away. But again, I know Emre Can hasn't won over all of his, all of his detractors or whatever from last season or the season before that. So there's probably some people out there who would be happy to see Emre go. Let us know your thoughts on that. What, you know, Emre do a keep or sell for Emre as well in the comments as well, so I can have a little feel on that one. He's obviously got 1 year left on his contract. We're seeing a few of these situations arise. There's talk that Arsenal would rather let Oxlade-Chamberlain's contract run down and go on a free than sell him directly to us, which is Arsenal business like through and through, really, isn't it? Okay, so one last thing of interest, and I think this affects Liverpool fans more than any of these, you know, absolute nonsense transfer stories, is that the member sale was on this morning, today technically, I think, and the website crashed during it, which has led to just, you know, people losing the shit left, right and centre, and rightly so. Now, you know, I'm in a fortunate position as a season ticket holder. It doesn't affect me, but once again, it's this every quarter or every 3 or 4 months or whatever they have the member sale, and this is just a common tale. It happens time and time again. Liverpool just not prepared to handle the website traffic or whatever that's generated by people trying to buy tickets, and it means that, you know, people are taking half days off work to get this sorted. It's costing people money to do this, and Liverpool once again are getting it wrong. And you've got Tony Barrett tweeting apologies and all that, which is, I hope Tony Barrett has a better role than this, if I'm perfectly honest, at the club, because if he's effectively just going to be a glorified spokesperson for this kind of shite, then it's a bit of a crap job. I hope he's got better things to do, you know, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah, again, Liverpool monitoring the situation, totally in character. Obviously, they've said it's back up and running, they keep an eye on it, etc., etc. But let me know your thoughts. If you've been in the member sale today, there's an article going up on the website about that's been written at the moment. Obviously, a real concern, I think, for fans. You know, people want to go and watch Liverpool play, and they're being hampered by that because Liverpool clearly can't be asked to spend the money on bandwidth on the website or whatever. So yeah, let us know if you've been involved in it and you've had some issues. Let me know them in the comments. That'd be amazing. Oh yeah, so finally then, another story. I will cover it, but I wouldn't add too much to this, if I'm perfectly honest. Angel Correa, Atletico Madrid, 22-year-old winger, 47 appearances, 8 goals and 11 assists in all competitions last season. Apparently Liverpool are prepared to put a bid in for him. They're prepared to offer him, I think it was £2.5 million in wages, and apparently he wants £4 million a year in wages. I've said that it wouldn't shock me if Liverpool were in for another young winger. Just the Atletico Madrid thing that puts me off on this one, if I'm perfectly honest. Obviously currently under a transfer ban. I can't see them actively looking to rid themselves of a player that played 47 appearances last season. The guy who's clearly involved in the first team, unless there's some major issues there, and that's in terms of them building up, needing to put money in the bank or whatever. It seems highly unlikely. I'm not suggesting that under normal circumstances Liverpool wouldn't be in for him. But again, it's just the Atletico situation. Why would they leave themselves a player short if they're not capable of replacing? You know, unless, you know, if you watch a lot of Atletico and you know a little bit more about their squad, which that would be anyone who's even cast a cursory glance at Atletico in the last 12 months will know more than I. Do they have someone ready to step up into that role? Maybe is that why it is, and they're just cashing in while the opportunity's there? Let me know that in the comments below. I will get into your comments right now. So thank you very much for sticking with me through all of that absolute, well, the vast majority of that was just crap, wasn't it? So let's get into some comments. Ashley Sisson Music says, I'd love us to get Martial. He's got potential, needs the right manager. I completely agree on this. It will never happen. It will never happen. There's no way. Look, players don't join Liverpool from Man United. It doesn't happen. And moreover, Mourinho would love to play into that. Mourinho wouldn't. I can't see Mourinho wanting to be the manager that does that, that breaks that as well. If people will remember the Gabriel Ainse thing. Now that guy literally had a contract clause that said he could speak to other clubs. And Ferguson just went, no, he can't speak to Liverpool. Like, he was dead set on joining Liverpool. That was going to happen. And Ferguson just went, no. And I think he ended up going to Real Madrid. So a decent move for him in the end. But yeah, these are the things. I can't see it. I think I said, like, we did the transfer committee thing last summer with the lads from the Anfield Wrap, and he was my outside shout. I think he's a tremendous player, and he's going to be totally wasted at Man United, wasted under Mourinho, because he just doesn't like lightweight centre forwards. He'll play him on the wing, and he won't be able to get the best out of him from there. I think he's a centre forward, and I'd love to see him as a Liverpool player, but I can't see it happening if I'm perfectly honest. Mike Tyson wants to know about Oxide Chambermaid, which sounds a little bit scientifically kinky. I don't know. As mentioned, it looks like Arsenal are either convinced that he'll stay in terms of either stay and see his contract out, or maybe will sign a new deal. So that's very much not something that's looking to happen anytime soon. Bradley Walker's member sale was a joke. Could only get 6 of the 11 games because of it. Yeah, again, keep your thoughts coming in if you were involved in the members sale today and you've had issues with it, or if it's gone really well for you. To be fair, if you managed to get every single game, please do let me know that as well, because let's not bash something if it is working for some people. I'd be interested to know both sides of the story, if I'm perfectly honest. Dan LaRocha saying 26.7 million for Correa is being reported. And actually, sorry, so Alejandro Murdoch says he's in the winger. I apologise. Let's see what else we've got. JG02, let's be honest, we don't need Correa, really. Yeah. Carthagest? No. Socrates, anyone? I've heard this mentioned a couple of times. I actually don't know anything about Socrates. Thought on who he is, why we should want him, and why we should buy him.
Got a couple of super chats as well.
Oh, go for it, Si. Super chat.
Wan Zong, he gave us £1, and then a few minutes later he gave us £5 with a question, which was, Liverpool really struggled against strong defences last season. To what extent do you believe it's because we don't have a top-class striker?
I agree with that to some extent. I think there's times when things get very, very tight, and what you need is, you're not getting tons of space, so you need to have someone who gets a sniff and puts it in the back of the net. Now, we've got a guy who does that. His name's Daniel Sturridge. Now, the issue we've got with that, of course, is how many games are you able to field him in those games, and can you set up a system that works with him? Don't be shocked if Liverpool are more open-minded in how we line up, I think, tactically this season. I think we will see far more. If Daniel Sturridge stays at the club, and if he can get to a level of fitness that I think he had largely last season, I think we'll see him more in those games, those tight games when you just need someone to bang the ball in. Don't be surprised if Daniel Sturridge does it, and I think we saw some good performances from the back end of the season. But I do agree, it would be nice, in a perfect world, you'd want a Lewandowski or an Aubameyang, or just someone who is the complete centre forward, who can do the hold the play, who can play off the front a little bit of times, but also go in behind. And at the minute, we've kind of struck a balance. The Firmino does this other stuff, and it might mean, maybe it's Solanke, who knows? Maybe Origi fulfills his potential. We'll see. But I do agree, it would be much more ideal if we just have one guy who does all of that, and that would undoubtedly help. Because look, Harry Kane just scored goals. He scored lots of. There's those tight games that we were really struggling in, and him and Spurs just rock up and smash them off the park. Because I totally agree, having a player like that is absolutely amazing. Going from Sharif Ahmed, super chat. Woo! Brendan, you're a technician. Harry, I'm a what? Is that a Harry Potter?
Yeah. You're a wizard, Harry. Hagrid.
You're a wizard, Harry. That's how it sounds. Yeah. Cool. Okay. John Murphy says Aubrey nudes greater than Pajak nudes. You be decided. I honestly.
Oh, I like this one.
Go on.
Aidan Braddock, $2 Never any love for Si. Get Si on the couch. Hashtag.
Get Si on the couch. Right. Do we want Si on the couch? So just write Si on the couch. Woo. In the comments, and we'll Si on the couch. We'll see. Games are coming thick and fast. Doubtless we'll see more of Simon in front of camera, whether he wants it or not. JDR Gaming, Solanke is a hidden gem. Have we got any more? If we've got any more super chats, by all means, shout them out, Si, but I'll work through a couple more. Colin Tully, Diego Costa, you know what, yeah. I'd love it. I would love Diego Costa. I just think at this point we've just got too many strikers, and you say sacks them off. People have got to bid. People have got to want these strikers. But I think you could do a lot worse than get albeit an aging Diego Costa. I just like how gnarly he is, if I'm perfectly honest. Okay, we'll do a few more. Slowly, Polly. Does nobody remember how good Gomez was over the first 3 games last season? I think you mean the season before. I know people were raving about him when he was playing there, so why not give him a chance rather than buying a left back? All right, Sam. Yeah, we did a bit about this on the build-up show, which is out now. If you want to build up towards the Tranmere game, you can. He had some really good games at left back for a centre half playing left back. I think he did a good job, but I really don't think that he's a proper option there, if I'm perfectly honest. Okay, so you're smirking away. Have you got anything? Oh, sorry.
Nudes.
Yeah, Harry 66 FC says size a prick. That's really right. You know what? That's really rude. That's really unpleasant. That is unpleasant behaviour. The funny thing about it is that I can almost guarantee that Sai is bigger than you, Harry 66 FC, and Sai would spark you the fuck out. So yeah, and if he swung and missed, one of us would do it anyway, because I'm defo bigger than you. Sai on the casting couch, Adam Lee, that's a different one altogether. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do one more comment. Stephen Power, how far do you predict we will go in the Champions League next season? I don't know about predict. I just want to see Liverpool get out the group. And that would depend entirely upon the group that we get. It could be a disastrous group. And that could be a major problem. But yeah, I would be delighted if Liverpool got to the knockout, right? If Liverpool got to the round of 16, anything above and beyond that is just pure happiness bonus territory for the first season back in. And then it's about making sure that we're in the Champions League the season after, and the season after, and the season after. Anyway, you know, some more great content you can. Chris is going to be live shortly doing a start and 11 prediction show for Tranmere. The Tranmere build-up show's out. I've done a video here on why you shouldn't be melting down about transfer window activity or lack thereof yet. Subscribe to my channel, Mates TV. It's new. It's got Liverpool stuff. It's got other general football stuff on. And if you want more Redmen TV goodness, you can do. Subscribe to the redmentv.com. Our subscribers make all this possible. They are the genuine heroes of the channel. You should show some love for them or become one by going to the website and subscribing. Guys, thanks very much. Thoughts continue to come in the comments below, and we'll see you later on.